Hey everyone, I wanted to share some really helpful information. In this video, I want to talk about the difference between hereditary spastic paraplegia and periodic paralysis. And this is information that I received from Dr. Cannon, who is a researcher in the area of periodic paralysis. And I thought his information was so helpful, I wanted to share it with you in case you are looking at these different conditions, and if you have muscle weakness, then maybe this will be helpful for you. The reason that I had submitted a question to Dr. Cannon through the Ask the Experts page at the Periodic Paralysis Association webpage. I'll include that link in the description. And Dr. Cannon is phenomenal. Like, he is so committed and dedicated to those who are trying to find out if they have periodic paralysis. I know that he has been so helpful as I've been trying to navigate it and to decide whether or not I should continue to pursue periodic paralysis or whether this is a different condition that I need to like change my direction. And so his information, his videos that are on YouTube have all been extremely helpful. The Periodic Paralysis Association website has been extremely helpful. They have conference videos of other experts as well in the field who present at their conference and provide information about this rare disease. And so they've just been incredibly instrumental in helping me like become educated about periodic paralysis and to navigate my diagnosis process. And so I had asked about the specific mutations that came up on a genetic panel that I had. It was for a muscular dystrophy panel. And I really wanted to ask as well because I found that somebody in my Periodic Paralysis Association support group, or I'm sorry, not the association support group, it's just a periodic paralysis group, but there are people in it, I believe, that are members of the PPA. But anyways, she and I have very similar symptoms and like triggers. So we've kind of have like exchanged notes and have just been like really intrigued. And so when I went to go join a hereditary spastic paraplegia group, I posted, you know, I have these symptoms, I have these VUSs. Does anybody else have a similar story? Like, can you have hereditary spastic paraplegia with episodic weakness? And like, she was one of the few that had episodic weakness, but it seems that she has possibly both conditions. And so I think she might have a bit more going on than I do, which is like, hats off to her for like diving into all of this. It can be really tricky. But anyways, I had written to Dr. Cannon to get clarification because I was like, wow, like if she has a variant on that's indicating hereditary spastic paraplegia, and I am as well, and because there's a gene that can be indicative of hereditary spastic paraplegia, that is that it can indicate either periodic paralysis in one case or hereditary spastic paraplegia, and that's the KCNA2 gene. So I was really interested to find out if maybe researchers were thinking that there could be a connection between HSP and PP. So I wasn't sure if he would have the time or the bandwidth to respond, and he did, and he provided such a succinct and like informative and helpful response that I wanted to share that here. So I will go ahead and read that. He said, "You are correct that variants in COL6A3 and WASHC5 are not an established cause of periodic paralysis. Hereditary spastic paraplegia, HSP, is a disease affecting neurons, not muscle, as occurs in periodic paralysis. Over 50 gene loci have been associated with HSP, and the biology is quite complex. Paraplegia means symmetrical weakness of the legs, and indeed classic HSP affects movement and strength in the legs, not the arms. This is another distinguishing feature from periodic paralysis, which affects arms, legs, and face. There is no overlap between HSP and PP. So I thought that was extremely helpful because the weakness that I experience is in the arms, legs, and face. And beyond that, in our support groups, we've had a lot of people ask, like, is weakness in the face really something that goes along with periodic paralysis? Because it's not something that you see often in the literature, but it's something that people often report anecdotally in the support groups. So I thought that was extremely helpful. I thought the way that he distinguished it by noting that HSP is a disease of the neurons and not the muscles was very helpful. So just very well stated, and that gave me, that confidence that going to my next appointment with the periodic paralysis specialist in June is still warranted because I am having symptoms that seem to suggest periodic paralysis. So I felt that was very encouraging. I'm so grateful for his response. If this was helpful for you, please like. If you find that the information on this channel is helpful, please subscribe. And I will go ahead and place a card for if you would like to learn more about that experience that I had with finding those VUS gene variants. I will include that at the end of this video. Thanks for watching and hope y'all are having a great evening. Bye.